Good afternoon. Welcome back. I'm not sure if you were on our broadcast a few minutes ago. We lost sound in the middle of the broadcast and nobody touched a thing. So these things are happening, right? So welcome to Samurai 50, where we bring you all kinds of great stories, great guests, all with the hope of inspiring you. If you're a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, or if you've got a dream or you've got a thought and you really want to, sort of learn from people that have been there and done that. That's the purpose of Samurai 50. We want you to know that through all of the entrepreneurial journeys and ups and downs that it absolutely is possible. And each week we bring you guests that show you that it is possible. Although a rocky road sometimes or an interesting journey along the way, all of the people that we bring on have had tremendous success, lots of ups and downs along the way. So I'm really thrilled to bring to you here on our platform, Maeghen Cotterill. And Maeghen, am I saying your last name correct, Maeghen? I
You
should
are,
have checked.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maeghen is an absolute rock star, and I'm really excited to be able to dive into what she's up to and all of the success she has had. So Maeghen is, and I have a long list here that I'm going to actually have to read through because I don't want to get any of it wrong. But Maeghen is the owner of 5 Elements Martial Arts Studio. And yeah, you heard that correctly, martial arts studio. So we're going to talk about that and how that looks for Maeghen and how that started and all of that. Maeghen is also let me find my notes here, is also the first female president of Team Canada. She also started the Global Women in Martial Arts Initiative. And in addition, she is also hosting the Canadian National Championships in Calgary in 2021 and the World Championships in Quebec City in 2021, which is the first time that Canada will have ever hosted these games. So, I mean, and that's a snippet of all the things that you currently work on and that you're currently involved in. So, Maeghen, thank you and welcome, welcome, welcome to Samurai 50.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited to chat.
Yeah, we are excited to have you. I mean, we met in person a few months ago, and I got to tell you, you walked into the office, and it was like boom, an explosion of energy and just positivity. And you're so dynamic, and you're so diverse. So you're also absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, we can see that here. So I want to talk to you a little bit about, I mean, a lot of things, but the first question I like to ask is, for someone like you or any entrepreneur, how did this start for you? How was this a thought you had, a feeling, a vision? Did you know exactly what you wanted to do when you set out? How did this, where you are today, how did this start for you?
I started martial arts when I was 8 years old, and I super sucked at all the other sports that I was doing. So I was a competitive swimmer and a synchronized swimmer, and I did really enjoy that. Swimming was a big deal for me. It's been part of my life as well, but I super sucked at dance and gymnastics. I was very uncoordinated. It was like a baby deer in high heels. And I would protest going to dance classes with full crossed arms and full pout on my face. And I don't know if anyone's seen Old School with Will Ferrell doing
Oh
really
yeah.
good. Yeah, that he makes in compared to me, he would have won like a world championships. Like me in a ribbon and doing like gymnastics moves and a floor routine, like I would have broken my nose somehow. It would have been awful, the worst. So at 8 years old, I started karate, and I was being bullied at 8 years old. And we spoke about this before about, you're going to hit bullies for your whole life, whether you're a kid or an adult. And it helps you kind of make some really cool decisions and figure out your purpose and figure out what motivates and drives you. And so I was able to find a martial arts school that I could walk to, and it was in this concrete basement. I was the only girl. I was super young. I had a male instructor. It was Goju-Ryu karate, actually, the same one as a Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. So yeah, and I was obsessed with the Karate Kid at 8 years old as well. And it was something that I was able to sort of figure my way through, being really uncoordinated and not strong and not agile. So I was 5'10" in grade 6. Like I haven't
Oh my
grown
gosh.
grade 6, and I was scrawny and had no strength and no agility and no balance, and yeah, like super super awkward. And martial arts was one of those sports that I could adapt to and work on differently and learn differently and adjust to and practice a ton and problem solve a lot in order to help me to sort of reach my goals of like the 4 black belts that I've gotten. And I'm a Renchi instructor, so I'm a 5th degree black belt in Shotokan karate, and kind of pursue my dreams from there.
Wow. Incredible. So when you're 8, you're probably not thinking of what you have now, but that's where it was started, right? That's where the seed was planted. So you're 8 and you sort of found a community of people that, you know, it's like, they're my people. I can do this here with these people. And I think that's really important for people to understand, you know, and even though when you were 8, maybe you did, maybe you didn't know quite what this was going to do for you, like the big impact this was going to do for you in your life. It's really incredible that you kind of had that thought and that feeling even that young. Hey.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like I remember on a really bad day being 8 years old, like hiding in my closet, like with my knees to my chest, kind of rocking back and forth and going like, this is what I want to do when I grow up. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get there. Like I feel it in my heart, and going like, but how, like, girls teach martial arts, like girls own a studio, like, how can I even begin to sort this
Yeah.
out? Like, yeah, I wanted the outlet, I wanted the physicality, I wanted the challenges, I wanted the motivation, I wanted the adaptability. I mean, martial arts for me is like my version of meditation. It's just a very aggressive form of meditation for me. Like punching and kicking and doing all that is how I kind of find my zen and my balance in life and my ability to breathe, which is kind of cool. You can't hold your breath and kickbox. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
love that, Maeghen. It's true. It's your version of, you know, meditation. Like, why not? This is how it works for you and how it helps you. So I love that analogy. I'm glad you said it that way. So you're 8 and you're, you know, growing up and you're into the martial arts community. Experiencing bullying at that level, you know, is so unfortunate, and it's still happening today in children, adults of all kinds. In fact, now the world the way it is now, there's a lot of bullying, and it's just so frustrating. I think, you know, the only good thing that I can often see in, not good, that's the wrong word, but the only good thing that can come out of it is that it becomes your fuel. And
Yeah.
it's like the fire often that really keeps propelling you to do it and to keep going. And I'm going to make it despite, you know, that bullying.
Yeah, I mean, the bullying got so bad that when I opened up my standalone location, I mean, I had my first satellite school when I was 16, and I grew and evolved and taught from there. But when I really wanted to start Five Elements as a real standalone, beautiful studio, where I was the only one sort of running and overseeing the culture and the integrity and the art itself, I had instructors sending letters to higher level people and people in my association all over Canada and all over the world, telling them that I wasn't properly qualified, I shouldn't open up a studio, I wasn't good enough, I didn't have the right credentials. I had people tell me I would never make it to world championships, never be able to coach, never be able to have other staff. I had people taking bets that I couldn't make it 5 years. I mean, Five Elements opened in February 2004. And I mean, 2021 next year, and we've had to expand 4 times. And we're a 3 classroom, 5,500 square foot gym now. And it's kind of amazing how you're right, like that fuel. Every time I was told I couldn't do something, or every time I was told I wasn't good enough, I'm like, I'll just shut my mouth and pursue more education, pursue more experience, work harder, train harder, do more competitions, learn more, try different arts, try different coaches. Yeah, I wanted to always be better, and I wanted my resume to speak for itself, not just me saying, "Hey, I'm okay over here. Like I can do
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you really adopted the approach of letting your success speak for you, which is really, really powerful. And so you're now multiple studios, and even, you know, like just looking at you, you're not the typical martial arts instructor, teacher, owner. Even today, I can imagine when you started 20 years ago to today, I mean, it's just not what you would normally see.
Yeah.
So what has that been like for you?
Really challenging,
Mhm.
actually. I'm starting to more and more tell a little bit more about my challenges and some of the things that I've gone through over the years. I mean, I'm really hoping that by me just being honest and saying some of
Yeah.
the things that have happened and how I've had to grow and adapt and kind of be resilient, other people can understand that they can do the exact same as
Mhm.
thing
Mhm.
as well. I mean, you don't have to look the part to be the part, and sometimes being different is the key.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't get taken seriously on a regular basis. Like I have people walk into my studio even now and say, "Can I talk to the owner? Can I talk to the master instructor? Can I talk to the Renshi?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right here. What's up? How's it going? How can I help you?" And they're like, "No, the owner." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me." And so, I mean, the visibility is part of it. I also had one of my coaches 5 years ago that was really concerned about me, who is a huge political figure in the martial arts community in Canada, say, "Maeghen, like, I really think that you should start to downplay,
Mm.
how you look and how you take care of yourself. Like, stop having long hair, stop putting on makeup, like, stop dressing so feminine. No one's going to ever take you seriously for the rest of your career. And it's
Mm.
not working for you. Why are you making this so hard on yourself?" And I think that you're allowed to be the version of yourself that you want to be and still pursue the career path that you're talented in, that you're educated in, that you have crazy experience in. I mean, like for me, I wanted to go and compete in every discipline that I have experience in. So I've competed in 8 different stylistic divisions. On the world
Wow.
stage, I've come home with 11 world gold medals in multiple associations and multiple disciplines. I've done everything from full contact K1 to sport karate to traditional karate to forms to team fighting to coaching and international
Mm.
refereeing, and I still have people going, "Yeah, whatever. I mean, how could she ever be a fighter?" I mean, this nose has had to be repaired many, many times. It's been broken 9 times. My jaw's been broken. I've had multiple black eyes. I have super crooked fingers. And I think that anybody can do anything that they want
Yeah.
to do as long as they have the right structure and drive and
Mhm.
discipline and they don't have a closed mind. Like there's a lot of ways to learn and be different and
Yeah.
diversify and grow, but you have to be open minded to those things.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to also understand that, like you named all of those things, right? The drive, the ambition, the discipline, and all those things, along with, for you has been a passion, a lifelong passion. And you have been able to take that passion as well into other areas of your life, but they're all sort of, all these dots are sort of connected. And we're going to talk about some of the other things you do in your life. So, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that because you don't physically fit the mold or whatever the mold is supposed to be when people don't fit into it. In 2020, it just shouldn't be that way. But here you are still up against, these challenges way more often than should be. So kudos to you for just, powering through and being you. You do you. And obviously you do it very, very well. Your success speaks for itself. And so, how many studios? You said you expanded. You have multiple studios.
Well, we've actually just expanded our facility. So we started off with a 1,600 square foot facility, and now we've grown to a 3 classroom, like 5,500 square foot gym. So we have like
Wow.
huge viewing area. We have triple classroom. One is a sensory classroom that I'm really, really
Mm.
proud of. I mean, I love the sensory classroom. So I've been able to teach victims of sexual assault and trauma, uh, individuals that have had crazy anxiety, crazy
Mm.
PTSD, a lot of first responders we've trained up in that sensory
Okay.
classroom. We also train a lot of the autism and special needs spectrum. My son's autistic. I'm ADD, ADHD, obviously, from all the fidgeting that I keep doing on camera here. And it's really nice to have that private sensory classroom that is a comfortable, welcoming, safe space where you can learn martial arts, you can learn self defense, you can do
Mm.
fitness, you can have that really positive outlet where individuals don't have to worry about being like stared at and judged and feeling overwhelmed, having a loud space, having people around. I mean, it really is like this safe little martial arts,
Mm.
fully matted, fully equipped bubble where they get to see out, but no one gets to see in, and they get to have their own experience with martial arts, and they get to use it for what works for them, like for their own healing, for their own goals, for their own fitness, for their own social. I mean, it's pretty awesome. So being able to expand from such a small facility to such a large facility has been a big deal, and
Yeah,
I'm really proud of
incredible.
it.
And we have partnered, Maeghen has partnered with us here at Style Labs, not partnered rather, but come on board as a client. And we're super excited to help you really build out your digital footprint and your digital ecosystem around your, you know, your expansion and how much you're growing. It's quite incredible. 55 square foot, 5,500 square foot facility now with all of those, you know, with all of that growing. So we're going to grow right alongside you, and we're really excited about helping you do that. And that's, you know, this, that when a person gets to that point in their business, this is kind of one of those things that makes sense for you to come on board, and let's expand digitally as well. Because, you know, we want to talk a little bit about the pandemic. We're back again. You know, we're
Yeah.
back to square one, if not worse off than we were months ago when it first hit. So what did that look like for you, March, when it first happened? What happened after that to where we are now? How did that affect your business?
I'm not gonna lie, it super sucked. I cried for like 2 weeks straight every day. I mean, like you got to feel the feelings when
Mhm.
things are crazy like this. You kind of need to be sad and need to
Yeah.
be frustrated and need to kind of get it all out. So it was a little bit extra devastating because I'd set some very interesting goals for myself. So I turned 40 on March 21st, and
Mm.
obviously my facility had to be shut down on March 16th. So by 40, on my 40th birthday was supposed to be the first national championships being held in Calgary, like to this level. So I had 400 athletes coming from all over Canada,
Oh,
and I
wow.
canceled the national championships 10 days out. We had Lieutenant Governor in our opening ceremonies. We had a full Indigenous blessing. We had the University of Mount Royal coming to do an accredited research project. We had athletes in so many different disciplines, from little guys, like we even had preschool divisions all the way up to world class full contact like ring fight divisions that were happening at national championships. And so not only did my business have to get shut down, and I had all this staff that I was super concerned about how to pay them, how to take care of them, if their
Yeah.
families were going to be okay. I didn't know if bankruptcy was in our future and we'd have to close our doors and I'd lose everything that I ever worked for. I'd finally become the first female president of Team Canada. We were supposed to host the World Championships for the first time in Canada in the fall of 2020, like right now, like a month ago, in Quebec City for the first time. And with starting the women's the Global Women's Initiative, is this was the first time we were showcasing fair and equal female weight classes in national
Oh,
championships,
wow.
like in like our history or any other associations, like full history. It was
So
crazy.
what does that mean, fair and equal weight classes? Explain that a little bit.
So in female martial arts, I mean, obviously, just I think from the evolution of martial arts in general, uh hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, I mean, it was a way of training for military and protecting your
Mhm.
family and protecting your country and protecting your region and things like that. So martial arts was very, very important as a form of combative training. Um, but for females, I mean, Mulan's kind of one of my favorite movies too, and she had to dress up and be a dude in order to like fight for her
Yeah.
country
Right.
in Japan, right? So I mean, this has been happening forever, and women fighters, we are fierce, we are strong, we are talented, we are technical, we are
Mm.
accurate, um, and yet still, if you're over 70 kilograms, which is 150 pounds, you're considered to be a heavyweight. So imagine being, 150 pounds and having to fight a 200-pound woman in a full
Okay.
contact match. That is not safe. That's not fair. That's not equal. There was not the same compassion from the referees. I mean, as a martial artist, you're expected to be really tough, really well conditioned. Um, but I mean, if you're 150 pounds and you're fully contact, like full contact K1 ring where it's full knockouts, and you're fighting someone that could be over 200 pounds of pure muscle and like six
Yeah.
foot two, which women very much are, that's incredibly unsafe. Like the concussions, the broken bones, the whiplash, like it's not okay. And so I wanted the more fair and equal weight classes for women to kind of, yeah, like showcase our talents in a safer, more inclusive environment where we could perform to the best of our abilities without having to be so afraid.
Interesting. So you were going through all of that. This is pandemic round one, and so all of this was supposed to be happening in
Yeah.
March, and now it's like done. And I mean, I know I've organized hundreds of events in previous life, and I know how much work those are to organize and to put on an event of that caliber and that level. Like how devastating. That,
There was a lot of crying. Like my
yeah.
40th birthday was like a little bit more of a challenge, like no friends and no national championships and no big goals had finally come to fruition. And I was just like super devastated. And I had laid all these goals and plans out and I had like this crazy timeline. And
hmm
like since COVID, we've had to become really, really adaptable. Like I taught uh 8 different schools via Zoom a couple weeks ago through an organization called Fast and Female, which are these amazing, like world class and Olympians that are female athletes. And they put on these amazing chats and summits and things like that. And I was teaching these schools via Zoom and private lessons via Zoom.
Wow.
And yeah, like, so what we decided to do was we decided to do extra training. We decided to start a YouTube channel full of tutorials and fun body breaks for kids and little fitness videos and things to keep all of our students motivated, but just like people in general, like motivated in health and wellness and fitness and kind of positivity too. Like we crack a lot of jokes when we're in our YouTube channel, like filming videos and stuff. Um, but like FaceTime and Zoom private lessons, like they're pretty challenging and I miss the
Yeah.
connection. And when we were able to reopen, we followed with the protocols and figured everything out to the best of our ability. But it's working far more hours with far more procedures. But hey, like as an entrepreneur, you do the best that you can, as hard as you can, as much as you can. Uh, and you just try to figure it out. If this is something that you want so badly, like
Yeah.
you'll find an answer, you'll find a way, you'll find a path.
You'll find a way. You'll find a path, and you
Yeah.
continue to correct and continue and adjust and pivot and
Yeah.
good for you. So then you kind of get things going back again for a couple of months, a few months, and here we are again. Are you one of the businesses now that is shut down again? Yeah.
Yeah. We are closed as of midnight. I guess like
Tomorrow.
Sunday morning, tomorrow,
Yeah.
like Saturday. Yeah. We're fully shut down again. I mean, we were able to do some very procedure specific one-on-ones and things like that, but no group classes. I mean, uh I miss group classes. They're the
Mhm.
energy, like how fun everything was, seeing all my people, seeing all my students, seeing their development was really awesome. And giving people an actual physical outlet, like the mental health in our community
Yeah.
right now is insane. And
Yeah.
I mean, hitting a heavy bag, like punching and kicking and moving and being able to do stuff, like so good for your headspace. Like it's so good for me. So we are shut down. We're going to do some further renovations. We're going to continue to improve our studio space and make it a even more welcoming environment for more
Yeah.
students and for our clients. We're going to continue with our YouTube channel. So it's called Find Your Element, and it's all for free. There's different playlists on whatever discipline you want to take a look at and train in, plus tons of fitness and kid friendly videos. There's some get to know your instructors and things like that. And we're just going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. We're going to try to figure out, if there's any grants or government support or help. And I mean, right now, I'm just feeling like maybe to some small degree, this is allowing me some time to continue to figure out some more cool and different
Yeah.
ways of adapting and growing.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you're looking at it in a way. There are some opportunities there, and I mean, we're happy that we're able to help you with some of this too, right? As
Yeah.
we sort of grow and expand digitally, and we've got e-courses available now as well, which I think your business fits in beautifully. So that's exciting. I mean, it's scary, but it is exciting, and I'm glad that people like you are optimistic and hopeful and know that this isn't going to last forever. So, get prepared now and do what you can now to pivot. And then, we're going to have to make some changes long term. You know, things are never going to go back to how they were, quite possibly, right? So,
No, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the worst. I mean,
mhm. Yeah,
I think so many different industries are evolving into like really cool, more beautiful, more interesting, more diverse, more well-rounded,
yeah,
more connective type of businesses right now. And I mean, if not for this time, and the ability to work with Style Labs as well, I don't think I would have the same opportunities to really
yeah,
branch out and see what kind of cool new projects that we can put out to the world, and perhaps help a lot more people even on a
yeah,
global scale, not
yeah.
just locally.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you said that because it's true. It's a big world,
Yeah.
and we are going to get out of this. And I know people get frustrated and angry and scared and nervous and all of that, but we will see our way out of this. And I will note to the everybody watching too, we're going to put links below or comments below where you can find Maeghen's YouTube free content on her YouTube. We're going to put that all below. So don't worry about that. We're going to put lots of different comments below so people will be able to find you because it's really cool that you do that. I can see that being your YouTube channel being a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's very unorthodox and very not traditional in the
Surprise,
martial arts community
surprise.
at all. Yeah, weird, right? I mean, martial arts has been serious for so long, and I really feel like you can learn and be a phenomenal martial artist, and also crack a joke, not take yourself too seriously,
Yeah,
mess up a little bit, like
sure.
trip over your own feet, and still be
Yeah,
able to like throw an awesome jab cross and still be able to train and do fun things. And so, yeah, like hopefully we can just, if our style connects with people, I think
yeah.
that's amazing. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. I did look at your YouTube when we first met. I remember we kind of went through some of your stuff, and I do remember thinking that to myself, "Wow, this is fun."
yeah.
So people can really go and check that out once we put the information in below to check to see what it's all about if that's something that you think is of interest. So Maeghen, I want to go back to something you mentioned in a couple of minutes ago. How important is it to you, and I know the answer to this, but to those that don't, how important is it to you to give back and to help those? And you do a lot of work in a lot of different areas to help people that need that level of care and concern and sort of a leg up, right?
Well, I think that it's really important to be part of a community and understand like how important community is and how important helping each other out and lifting each other up and providing opportunities for other people is. I mean, I feel really lucky to be able to do what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I've had some
Mhm.
really, really cool mentors and really, really cool people that have helped me along the way, especially at times when things were kind of dire, and I was quite overwhelmed, and things were not working out for the best. And so um, I have an autistic son, and at a time when I was a single mom and really, really struggling, he went to an amazing special needs school. So I'm on
Mhm.
the board of Pace Kids, and I really think it's really, really important to help with the development of special needs children. And so, fundraisers and awareness and things like that for Pace Kids, I'm a huge supporter of, and I continue to be right now as someone that helps with the fund development, as being on the board of directors.
Mhm.
Also, something else that's really close to my heart is an organization called Stand. So they support survivors and victims of sexual assault and sexual
Mhm.
abuse. And so we've done a lot to try to support them for giving them more awareness and helping to do seminars and some self-defense courses and things like that. But anything that we can do to help with awareness and fundraise for them, and to provide any services, I'm a huge believer of. I think helping to build people's confidence, helping to provide more services, products, support systems, like they're so phenomenal that they have a 24-hour hotline. They
Mhm.
provide, whatever support is needed, from anything from counseling to yoga to self-defense to just sort of anything that victim or survivor really needs in order to be able to heal and to get through these difficult times and challenges. As well as I really enjoy doing fundraisers and fund development and being part of Canadian Cancer Society, especially with immunotherapy.
Mhm.
So I believe that research is super important. I believe that new treatments are super important, and giving back on that end of the spectrum, I think, is really important too. So my heart is very much part of that. And then anything to do with kids sport, Big Brothers Big Sisters, at-risk youth, the Calgary Police Foundation, I think is very, very important too. I think the more our community can be supported to heal from anything that they're needing to heal from, whether that is bullying, whether that is being in a traumatic situation, whether that's abuse of any sort, whether that's traumatic terminal illnesses, like we need to lift each other up and support each other and support our most vulnerable, because that's how, as a collective, we're going to be okay and we're going to be the strongest community possible. And if we don't help each other, where are we going to end up? So yeah, it's not totally unselfish. Like, it makes my heart really happy when I get to try to do nice things for other people, and I see that it's going to good things and good causes and people that really value that and really, really need it. Like, we all need to step up in our lives, and I've been shown a lot of kindness in mine, and hopefully I can continue to pay it forward as best that I can. But yeah, like, it's not unselfish. I feel really, 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 really good just doing things in the community.
Yeah, I totally understand, and I feel you and I hear you too, because it is quite self-fulfilling to be able to help in those ways. So all of the things you just listed, all of your businesses, all of your accomplishments, I just got to check. I got to ask you something.
Sure.
Do you have the same 24 hours in a day that the rest of us do?
Honestly, lately, through the whole COVID-19, I feel like I'm being so lazy and I'm not doing as much as I want to do and I can't go fast enough. But like, hey, like, I'm the personality that needs to be doing 18 million things at the same time in order to kind of be focused and structured. And there's a lot of things that I really want to do. And there's a lot of changes that I really want to see in the world. And I think I want to give it my best go to try to make these things happen, or a possibility, or like figure out how to problem solve things, or move forward. And rest is very important, and balance is really important. Like, I do burn out, but at the same time, like, this stuff sets my heart and my soul on fire. And if I'm left to my own devices, I swear I'd be in so much trouble all the time. Yeah, like, I wouldn't be the same problem. Let's keep me structured and busy.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, this is a situation where your ADHD really works in your favor, doesn't it?
Oh, COVID though, like,
not good for someone
I'm not
like
around
you.
people and distractions all the time and multiple challenges and goals and running around. I'm like, like, having to be so controlled and motivated and like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. This is how we're gonna create. This is what time you need to be in. Like, creating your own structure can be really challenging.
Hard for somebody like you, for sure.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, the world needs more people like you, Maeghen. You just have the biggest heart, but your ambition is equally as big. Your drive, your determination, all of that. And we wish you nothing but success. And we're going to help you get there as well. And we're super excited about that. So I'm going to ask you maybe two last questions before we wrap it up. So what would you say has been and there isn't just one thing, there never is. What would you say is one of your biggest successes? I mean, the biggest reasons for your success?
Well, one, being a mom is like the first one. That's like best thing in the whole world. Best goal. I think the one key to my biggest success, I think, is being able to adapt. I think is not letting the suck kind of sit in and not giving up when I really, 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 really wanted to. I mean, there's a lot of days and times where I want to give up, and I actually give myself 24 hours to think about it. So like, I'll say to myself, yeah, like, okay, well, if I feel like quitting tomorrow and I don't feel like I'm tough enough to kind of like sort this out and make it through this next little bit, then okay, I'll make a plan to do that. Like, there's a ton of free will. I'm not chained to this job. Like, I can move forward. I can do something else. Right. And by the time I wake up the next day, on days that I really want to quit, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to continue and try to problem solve. I'm going to try to figure out a different way to get to the goal. Like, I think me and you were talking about this before, where I feel like I want to get to the top of the mountain, or the top of as many mountains as I can. I like the view up there. I like the breath of fresh air up there. I like how beautiful things are from like the struggle and the journey of making it to the top of the mountain. And sometimes you got to go through a jungle. Sometimes you can't see the path. Sometimes, you're stumbling and in the trenches the whole time, but like I believe that people can accomplish anything that they want to do in life, as long as A, it makes them feel good and they want to, and B, they continuously look for ways of adapting and problem solving and growing in order to get there. And things look different, and you have to have an open mind. And so having an open mind, being an entrepreneur, and understanding that it's going to really, really suck sometimes. You're going to have the lowest lows and the highest highs. And sometimes you really just got to like tell fear to suck it. And you have to kind of go through it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excellent. That's such good advice. And that was kind of the next question, is what would your advice be? But I think that you answered all rolled into one without me even asking that question. But it's true. I mean, there is moments where it sucks and you want to quit, and you have to. I like your 24-hour rule. I mean, that's really smart. You're not in the moment. Just go. I'm out. Right. So, and being open, it's so true and so key, because you cannot be in a closed box in this in the entrepreneurial journey, or in business, period. Doesn't work.
No, and like for me, I constantly have to tell myself that like I'm just failing forward. Like
Hmm.
if I'm gonna trip on that step, I'm gonna trip going forward. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall forward into the next bit and the next bit and the next bit. And it doesn't matter the baby steps, as long as I'm like going forward and not backwards, and I'm just trying, and I'm trying the most I can that day.
Hmm. Amazing. So Maeghen, where can people find you? I know you're on social media, because I'm following you for sure. So where's the best place for people to reach out and find you if they want to?
So we have our website. So our website is 5elementscalgary.com, but it's with a number 5. So 5elementscalgary.com. If you have any questions, info at 5elementscalgary.com is great. We also are on Facebook, so you can find me personally. So Maeghen Cotterill, or 5 Elements Martial Arts on Facebook. It's 5 Elements MA on Instagram, or as well on my personal Instagram as well. And then YouTube is a great resource as well. We have like so many fun videos and great content, and it's called Find Your Element, which
Okay.
really is kind of what we represent. You kind of got to
Yeah,
find
I
your
love
element.
that.
Yeah.
That's a great name for your YouTube channel, for sure. And we will put all of this in the comments below, so people can find you and check you out. And I am so excited to have you back again in a few months, when we're on the other end of this, to see what happened and what you did with this opportunity in front of you. So you're absolutely incredible. I love everything you stand for, Maeghen. So, keep going like you always do. Keep going, keep moving forward, and we're really excited to see what's next for you. So thank you so much.
And I'm so excited to be part of the Style Labs community too. I think it's going to be really exciting. I'm super excited to see digitally
Yeah.
how we can get ourselves out to the universe, and help more people, and
Yeah.
build a bigger and stronger community. So thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week. And then we're going to take a break over Christmas, but we'll be back next week. Thanks so much, Maeghen. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see everybody again soon. Bye.
Bye.